abductees are on spaceships, they see these sickly type creatures, and they see all kinds of experimental cases which have these strange hybrid-like beings in some kind of jelly, all kinds of things like that. Okay, and they are sickly, and they seem to be getting the abductees to interact with them sometimes to see if that will help them to survive. Some kind of cloned being that they've created because they extract genetic material from their abductees. Okay, there's no soul component in this. This is just a biological experiment, and because there's no soul component, they cannot survive. That's why they're sickly. I think the essential distinction is between what they see on the spaceship, which is, as you mentioned, sickly, doesn't seem to be able to survive, right? Which is just some kind of physical creation from the genetic material that they've created, they've collected from their human subjects, okay? Then there's the hybrids, which actually are in our society now, according to David Jacobs' abductees, right? Where a trapped soul, a soul has actually been introduced into our human species and is born as a child. And there's living those kinds of hybrids, right? That's quite different to what's because there's a soul component there. Therefore, it's not sickly. It can survive, but it would be a very dangerous kind of human being. And according to David Jacobs, the abductees say that this hybrid program is going on and they are living amongst us now.
Do you have any thoughts as to what the purpose of that program ultimately is? He seemed to feel like it was something that was a little sinister.
Absolutely, of course. I mean, if they are trying to mistakenly, right? Remember, the biggest irony is they can never really profit from riding on our souls and our eternal scope, okay? They can never really profit from it, because if they pull us into their already entropic momentum, that means we're of the same entropic momentum and going even faster, and everything will break down anyway, okay? But remember, this is a misguided and impossible task that they have, that they're trying to achieve, which is a huge irony because we're being dragged down by it. But yes, of course, it's sinister, because if we have people like amongst us who have no connection to the center reality of the Godverse, they'd have no conscience, they'd have no sense of empathy, they'd have no sense of connection with others at all, because they can't connect to that anymore. They've been brought artificially into life by an alien technology, and they wouldn't have naturally been able to reincarnate, and they've never merged in and reconnected with their own inner nature and connection to the Godverse at death. So they'd have no conscience, they'd be psychopaths, and that would be the kind of world that an alien program would be trying to create, so that under the illusion, which to them is not an illusion because they have no concept of anything beyond atoms, that if they latch in to something that has a connection to an eternal state, they too can become eternal. They can never become eternal. You have to start outside of time to be eternal. You can't start in time and connect back to timelessness.